Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ocean State Aquatics TV, and today we're going to be talking plecos, specifically Bushynose Plecos, and specifically if you want to breed them. So we have multiple pairs of Bushynose Plecos in this tank right now. We have an albino pair and we have a regular pair. So our regular pair is the one that are sitting on the eggs right now, and it is actually the male that is currently sitting on the eggs. In order to breed Bushynose Plecos, you have to have a place for them to lay their eggs and to breed. They usually do it in either a long tube, also known as a pleco tube, or they'll do it in half a coconut shell, also known as a coconut hut. Basically anything that's going to be long and skinny that the plecos can get in and lay their eggs in, that they don't feel like anything's going to be able to get in and eat them, that will still provide an adequate space for the males to sit on top of the eggs and fan them and take care of the newborn fry for at least a few weeks. So as you can see, our pleco is fanning the eggs. You can see his fins moving in a rhythmic manner. By doing this fanning motion, the pleco is providing adequate water flow and oxygen into the fry or onto the eggs, depending on whatever stage that they are in, so they stay nice and healthy before they are ready to hatch and emerge from the cage. Plecos are native to South America and they actually breed during the rainy season, so they do require a little bit of a cooler temperature to actually trigger a spawning event. So if you do a water change with water that is a few degrees colder than what you keep your tank at, it will actually trigger them to spawn, but you don't want to do too big of a water change and swing your temperature of your tank really fast or too cold. You just want it slightly cooler, maybe a few degrees, to trigger that actual spawning event, and you can have it trickle on top of the water to simulate rainfall, and that is a really easy way to trick the plecos into thinking that it's raining and that they should take the time and start mating. So after that, the eggs will be laid and the female will go off and continue to do her own thing, and the male will actually stay behind and sit on top of the eggs and care for them like you see inside of the tank right now. After the eggs hatch, the babies will still stay inside of the cave for a few more days. Male won't really let them out, just so he can keep protecting them. But once they hatch, they are completely ready to go. They are fully formed right after hatching and they are able to fully survive on their own. Most plecos are the most active at night, so also to help trigger a spawning event, if you dim the lights in your aquarium and keep them on the darker side, that may give you an increased chance to create a spawning event. So plecos are really awesome, really hardy fish. They're really utilitarian because they will actually eat the algae in your tank, and not a lot of pleco species will actually eat the algae, but you do want to make sure that you always have a big piece of driftwood in any tank that you have a pleco in, because they actually eat the driftwood for the fiber in the wood to help them digest any foods that you may be feeding them. But besides that, plecos are very hardy, very versatile fish. They do very well in lots of different styles of tanks, and these Bushynose Plecos don't really get that big. They max out around 5 to 6 inches, and they are phenomenally easy to breed. Once the eggs are laid, there really is not anything that you have to do besides providing a high protein diet for the parents, because laying eggs and having babies does take a lot of energy from the pair, and the male will most of the time not even eat the entire time that he's sitting on top of the eggs or taking care of the newborns. So providing a high protein diet will give them all of the energy that they need to be able to lay as many eggs as they can, as long as you have a big piece of driftwood so they are able to digest all of that food. As long as you have a place where the plecos find it safe to breed, they will most always start breeding. We will be getting a big shipment of Bushynose Plecos in soon, so when those come in, definitely come in, check them out, raise them up, and maybe you'll be having a whole happy family of breeding plecos in your tank. So thank you guys for watching today. Hopefully you guys think about maybe adding some Bushynose Plecos into your tank at home. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like always, keep it fresh.